A Halloween night fell upon the small town of Ravenwood with a vibrant mix of colors and costumes. Children ran from door to door, eager for sweets, while adults gathered at themed parties, celebrating an annual tradition with enthusiasm. Among the groups of friends who roamed the streets lit by pumpkins, there was a peculiar group: Alex, a history student fascinated by the occult; Sarah, an aspiring writer with a vivid imagination; Jake, the pragmatic skeptic who only believed what he saw; and Emily, the most sensitive of the group, whose intuition always seemed to capture something beyond the ordinary. The party you visited was famous for its mysterious air, held in an old mansion on the outskirts of the city. As it approached, the wind whispered through the dry tree branches, creating an atmosphere of expectation and anticipation. The mansion, shrouded in shadows lengthened by the twilight light, seemed to wait for them as if it had something to reveal. As they entered the ornate hidden rooms, an enigmatic figure watched from the top of the staircase, his gaze lost on the horizon. The friends felt a shiver as they crossed the boundaries, as if they had awakened something adorned a long time ago. A murmur among those mentioned an abandoned attic, which featured forgotten objects from the family that inhabited the still permanent mansion, including a notebook of dark exceptions that no one had dared to touch. As they explored the hallways adorned with flickering candles and antique portraits, Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily felt the presence of the unknown approaching them. The notebook, shrouded in mystery and danger, waited for them in the attic, ready to reveal secrets that would challenge their understanding of the world. Little did they know that what began as a simple reading would turn into a terrifying journey through the past and the supernatural, throwing them into a whirlwind of events that would change their lives forever. Alex, the history student fascinated by the occult, led the group with a mix of curiosity and caution as they explored the mansion's shadowy hallways. His eyes shone with the promise of discovering ancient secrets, always ready to decipher any mystery that crossed his path. Beside her, Sarah, the aspiring writer, took in every detail of the mansion's sinister atmosphere, her mind buzzing with possibilities for stories she could tell. She captured the essence of places with a peculiar sensitivity, sometimes noticing nuances that others escaped. Jake, the pragmatic skeptic of the group, remained reserved and observant. He was known for his sharp logic and ability to find rational explanations for supposedly supernatural events. While the others were carried away by the mystery, Jake kept his feet on the ground, always ready to challenge any phenomenon that seemed inexplicable. Emily, on the other hand, was the most sensitive of the group, with an intuition that often proved unsettlingly accurate. She felt the energy of places and people in a way that left her vulnerable but also made her a keen observer of hidden emotions and intentions. As her friends approached the attic, the air around her felt electrically charged, as if the room itself was alive and reacting to her presence. Footsteps echoed through the empty hallways, creating a soundtrack of suspense and anticipation. As they climbed the dusty stairs toward the attic, a sense of growing urgency enveloped them, as if they were approaching something long forgotten and dangerously powerful. When they reached the door that led to the attic, Alex hesitated for a moment, his hand hovering over the cold handle. He looked at his friends, each of them reflecting a mixture of anxiety and excitement. With a determined sigh, he slowly turned the handle, revealing a dark, dusty space in front of them. The interior of the attic was filled with stacked boxes and furniture covered in faded sheets, creating shadows that danced on the walls as moonlight filtered through the broken windows. In the far corner, a small makeshift office caught the group's attention. Among piles of yellowed papers and old books, the notebook rested. Its aged leather and age-yellowed pages seemed to emit a faint glow in the dim light coming through the window. It was as if the notebook was patiently waiting for his discovery, as if it knew its power would be unleashed as soon as anyone dared to open its pages. Heart pounding, Alex reached out and carefully picked up the notebook, feeling a strange, pulsing energy emanating from it. His friends approached, looking over his shoulder as he opened his notebook with trembling fingers. The first handwritten words leapt from the pages, an enigmatic prophecy that echoed past and present events in the city of Ravenwood. The discovery of the notebook marked the beginning of a frightening and unforgettable journey for Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily. What would they find in the pages of the notebook, and how would it change their lives forever? The answer was about to unfold before them, revealing secrets that would challenge their understanding of the world and test their friendships to the limit. The notebook, with its yellowed pages and handwritten in an ancient and intricate script, emanated an aura of mystery and power. Alex held it carefully, feeling a shiver run down his spine as his hands ran through the first few pages covered in dust. The words were cryptic prophecies and disturbing predictions, written by a girl whose destiny was intertwined with the city of Ravenwood itself. Sarah leaned in closer, her eyes hungrily taking in every word as she tried to decipher the hidden meaning behind the predictions. Jake, the skeptic, looked on suspiciously, but he couldn't deny the accuracy with which the predictions described recent events in the city. Emily, in turn, felt an inexplicable connection to the notebook, as if she were capturing an ancestral energy that permeated its pages. As they continued to read, a feeling of unease spread throughout the attic, as if the space itself was reacting to the presence of the notebook. Strange sounds echoed off the walls, shadows danced in dark corners, and an icy breeze seemed to caress their skin. The notebook was not just a record of past and future events, it was an artifact charged with power, a silent witness to secrets that defied human understanding. As Alex turned another page, a new revelation emerged, a prophecy that predicted an imminent event, a catastrophe that would threaten not only the friends, but the entire city of Ravenwood. The tension in the attic increased, and a sense of urgency enveloped them as they realized they had unleashed forces they could not completely control. With the notebook now in their hands, they knew they could no longer go back. What would they discover next, and how would it affect not only their lives, but also the fate of Ravenwood? The mystery of the mysterious notebook was just beginning to reveal its secrets, promising a frightening and danger-filled journey for Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily. As Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily delved deeper into the pages of the notebook, the predictions proved increasingly disturbing and accurate. The handwritten words described not only past and present events, but also ominous shadows that loomed over the future of the city of Ravenwood. Among the predictions were a series of inexplicable incidents that have plagued the city in recent years, mysterious disappearances, unexplained fires, and dark omens that have come true in unexpected ways. Each line in the notebook seemed to be a window into a hidden world, where forces beyond human understanding conspired to challenge the natural order of things. Sarah, with her creative mind and bright eyes, read the predictions with a mixture of fascination and fear. She saw in the words in the notebook not only a record of the past and future, but also a source of inspiration for her stories. Jake, the skeptic, remained cautious, searching for logical explanations for predictions that challenged his rational understanding of the world. Emily, the most sensitive of the group, felt an emotional weight when reading the predictions, as if she was absorbing not just the words but also the energy surrounding them. She saw glimpses of what could happen if the predictions continued to come true, fearing for the future not just for themselves, but for everyone they loved in the city. As the group continued to read, one prediction in particular gave them goosebumps: a Halloween night like no other, where the veil between the world of the living and the dead would become thin, opening the way for sinister forces to emerge and unleash a series of catastrophic events. The city of Ravenwood was about to face its greatest challenge, and the notebook seemed to be the key to understanding and perhaps even stopping what was coming. With the weight of predictions weighing on their shoulders, Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily knew their lives were intertwined with the city's fate. The notebook was not just a curiosity, it was a powerful tool that could change the course of events, if they could decipher its meaning before it was too late. As Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily continued to explore the notebook's disturbing predictions, they began to uncover mysteries buried deep in Ravenwood's history. Among the yellowing pages, they discovered clues about a mysterious girl from the past, whose name often appeared in dark predictions. This girl, whose name was Elizabeth, was an enigmatic figure in Ravenwood's history, known for her connection to tragic and inexplicable events that had plagued the city for decades. She was described as someone with an unusual knowledge of the occult and an ability to predict the future with disturbing accuracy. As the friends connected the dots between the notebook's predictions and Elizabeth's story, they began to realize that they had unearthed not only a record of past and future events, but also an ancient curse that haunted Ravenwood. The curse seemed to be tied to the notebook of predictions, as if each word written was a fragile link between the world of the living and a dark realm beyond human understanding. Sarah, with her ability to create compelling narratives, imagined Elizabeth as a tragic figure who had sacrificed everything to uncover the city's hidden secrets. Jake, still skeptical, began to see the curse as a metaphor for the fears and superstitions that had haunted Ravenwood over the centuries. Emily, in turn, felt a deep connection with Elizabeth, as if her own emotions were intertwined with those of the mysterious girl from the past. She felt that understanding the truth behind the curse was not just a matter of curiosity, but also a responsibility that weighed heavily on her shoulders. As Halloween night approached, Alex, Sarah, Jake and Emily knew they needed to solve the mystery of Elizabeth and the curse before it was too late. The prediction notebook, now seen as a powerful and dangerous tool, was the key to understanding what was happening and, perhaps, finding a way to break the cycle of catastrophic events that haunted Ravenwood. As Alex, Sarah, Jake and Emily delved deeper into Elizabeth's story and the curse that haunted Ravenwood, the tension in the town reached a new height. Strange and inexplicable events began to occur more frequently, fueling fear and distrust among residents. The friends realized that their discoveries did not go unnoticed. Dark rumors quickly spread through the city, suggesting that tampering with the prediction notebook had awakened forces beyond their control. People who crossed their path seemed to look on with a mixture of curiosity and apprehension, as if they knew something terrible was about to happen. However, the events foreshadowed by the notebook continued to unfold, confirming his worst suspicions. Unexplained disappearances, nighttime noises that echoed through the deserted streets, and fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures were just a few of the signs that Ravenwood was on the brink of an imminent crisis. Sarah, driven by her unwavering curiosity, began to investigate further, following clues that led her to abandoned places and testimonies from local residents who seemed to be hiding secrets of their own. Jake, ever the pragmatist, tried to find logical explanations for inexplicable phenomena, but even he began to question his own beliefs in the face of mounting evidence. Emily, emotionally affected by the notebook's revelations, struggled to maintain her sanity as increasingly disturbing events surrounded her. She began to have vivid dreams and premonitions that intertwined with the notebook's predictions, shedding light on what could happen if the curse was not stopped in time. As Halloween night approached, the city became a battleground between the unknown and the familiar, where every corner hid ancient secrets and unforeseen dangers. Alex, Sarah, Jake and Emily knew they were involved in something much bigger than themselves, something that could change not only the history of Ravenwood, but also the fate of everyone who lived there. As Halloween night approached, Alex, Sarah, Jake and Emily found themselves increasingly embroiled in the supernatural events haunting Ravenwood. The city was plunged into an atmosphere of fear and expectation, with every moment marked by a sense of imminent danger. The friends decided to directly confront the forces that had awakened with the discovery of the prediction notebook. Armed with courage mixed with uncertainty, they ventured into the city's darkest and most neglected places, following clues scattered through predictions and local stories. Confronting the supernatural was not just a matter of confronting inexplicable events, but also of confronting one's own fears and limitations. Sarah, who had become obsessed with unraveling the notebook's mysteries, found herself embroiled in experiences that challenged her understanding of reality. Jake, the skeptic, found his convictions shaken when faced with manifestations that could not be explained by the natural laws he trusted so much. He struggled to reconcile his rational worldview with events that tested the limits of logic. Emily, sensitive to invisible energies and presences, was the one who felt the weight of the supernatural the most. She experienced disturbing encounters that challenged her sanity, as glimpses of the past and future predictions blended in a chaotic dance of shadow and light. Meanwhile, Alex emerged as the group's reluctant leader, resolutely guiding them through the darkness closing in around them. His connection with the prediction notebook was both a blessing and a curse, as he felt the weight of the responsibilities that came with the knowledge he now possessed. Their confrontation with the supernatural led them to uncover buried secrets and hidden truths that would forever transform their understanding of the world and themselves. As they approached the climax of their journey, Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily knew they were about to face the ultimate challenge, a battle that would decide not only the fate of Ravenwood, but also the course of their own lives. As Halloween night approached in Ravenwood, supernatural manifestations intensified, plunging the town into a veil of mystery and terror. Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily witnessed events that defied all logic and human understanding, confirming the presence of forces beyond the physical world. Unsettling shadows danced in the dark alleys, ghostly visions haunted the windows of abandoned houses, and inexplicable murmurs echoed through the trees in the forest surrounding the city. Each of the friends was confronted with personal experiences that tested their emotional and psychological limits. Sarah, the most determined to decipher the notebook's mysteries, saw her investigations lead her to a disturbing encounter with a shadowy figure who seemed to be everywhere at once, whispering ancient secrets that were lost to time. Jake, the skeptic by nature, had to face his own disbelief when he witnessed objects moving of their own accord and inexplicable events that defied his rational explanations. Emily, whose sensitivity made her more susceptible to supernatural energies, found herself haunted by apparitions of long-departed people, each carrying cryptic messages that seemed to relate to the notebook's predictions. Meanwhile, Alex, driven by a sense of duty and an inexplicable connection to the prediction notebook, led the group through supernatural trials that challenged their lives and their perceptions of what was real. As the supernatural manifestations intensified, the friends realized they were facing a battle not only for their own lives, but for the soul of Ravenwood. Each glimpse of the supernatural brought them closer to understanding that the prediction notebook was more than a simple artifact. It was a key to unlocking mysteries that had haunted the city for centuries. As supernatural manifestations increased in intensity across Ravenwood, Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily found themselves in a desperate race against time. Each disturbing revelation from the prediction notebook pushed them deeper into the maze of mystery and danger that surrounded the city. The clock seemed to be against them, with Halloween night quickly approaching as the culmination of all grim predictions. Every moment was crucial, every clue found in the dark corners of the abandoned city could be the key to unlocking the curse that haunted them. Sarah, driven by her tireless determination, led the investigations with an energy that bordered on obsession. Each piece of the puzzle she put together brought a mixture of hope and fear, as she knew that each answer could bring with it new, even more disturbing questions. Jake, still struggling to reconcile what he saw with what he believed possible, desperately sought a rational explanation for the supernatural occurrences he witnessed. Increasingly, he found himself forced to confront the fact that some things simply could not be explained by science or conventional logic. Emily, whose sensitivity made her a bridge between the visible and invisible worlds, felt the pressure growing as visions and premonitions assaulted her more frequently. She knew she needed to decipher the hidden signs before it was too late, before Halloween night plunged Ravenwood into eternal darkness. Alex, in turn, felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders, as if he were the guardian not only of his friends, but also of the city itself. Its connection to the prediction notebook made it both a guide and a target for forces seeking to upset the fragile balance between the world of the living and the afterlife. As time ran out, the friends faced difficult choices and challenges that tested their courage and determination. The race against time was not just a matter of saving themselves, but also of protecting Ravenwood from a fate that had been prophesied in the pages of the mysterious notebook. As Halloween night finally arrived in Ravenwood, Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily faced the climax of their journey towards solving the mysteries haunting the town. The supernatural events reached their peak, creating an atmosphere of tension and fear that hung over every dark corner and every deserted street. The friends, united by their determination to uncover the truth behind the notebook's predictions, gathered in a sacred place in the city, where the convergence of ancestral energies seemed most intense. There, they confronted the supernatural forces that had awakened, each using their unique gifts and abilities to face the unknown. Sarah, with her sharp mind and brave heart, guided the group through the notebook's final revelations, revealing Elizabeth's dark history and the curse she inadvertently unleashed centuries ago. Every word written on the yellowed pages seemed to echo with hidden meanings and profound consequences. Jake, who had questioned everything he believed in, found the courage to confront the supernatural forces that challenged his understanding of the world. His search for logical explanations gave way to a reluctant acceptance that some truths cannot simply be explained by the human mind. Emily, enveloped by visions and premonitions, used her spiritual connection to help dispel the negative energies permeating Ravenwood. Her intuitive insights have proven crucial in the battle against the supernatural, providing guidance in times of despair. Alex, the keeper of the prediction notebook, faced his destiny with bravery, understanding that his role was much greater than he had ever imagined. His connection to Elizabeth and the forces she awakened placed him at the center of a conflict that would decide the future not only of Ravenwood, but also of their own lives. At the climax of Halloween night, supernatural forces reached their peak, triggering an epic battle between good and evil, the known and the unknown. Each member of the group faced their own fears and uncertainties, fighting not just for survival, but for the chance to restore the peace Ravenwood had lost so long ago. As the sun rose over the haunted city, Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily emerged victorious, having unlocked the mysteries of the prediction notebook and dispelled the dark energies surrounding it. The curse that haunted Ravenwood was finally broken, bringing a new beginning to the city and all those who had been affected by its shadow. With the curse finally broken and peace restored to Ravenwood, Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily reunited to reflect on the events that changed their lives forever. The city, once steeped in mystery and terror, was slowly recovering in the morning sunlight after Halloween night. For Alex, the notebook of predictions became a precious artifact, guarded reverently as he reflected on the lessons learned and sacrifices made to save Ravenwood. He knew that although the journey had been difficult, it had also been transformative, both for him and his friends. Sarah, who had been the driving force behind the investigation, found a sense of fulfillment in realizing that her desire for answers had been answered. She looked to the future with new determination, knowing that she could face any challenge life threw at her. Jake, now more open to the possibilities of the supernatural, was re-evaluating his worldview. The experience at Ravenwood taught him not to underestimate the unknown and to accept that there are mysteries beyond human understanding. Emily, who has always had a special connection with the spiritual world, felt a sense of inner peace when she saw that her visions and premonitions had helped save the city. She knew that her role in Ravenwood had not been just a fluke, but part of a greater purpose that was still unfolding. Together, they walked through the now quiet streets of Ravenwood, watching as the town began to heal from its past traumas. The stories of their adventures and trials would become local legends, remembered for generations as a reminder that evil can be faced and overcome when one has courage and determination. As the sun set over Ravenwood, the friends said goodbye, each going their own way, but always connected by the experience they shared. Halloween night became not only a grim memory, but also a symbol of rebirth and hope for a city that had been rescued from the clutches of the supernatural. To end this horror video involving Ravenwood and its mysterious predictions, I invite you to reflect on how the unknown can challenge and transform us. Just as Alex, Sarah, Jake, and Emily faced their fears to unlock the notebook secrets, remember that courage and determination can be our most powerful allies against what haunts us. May this story inspire you to explore the mystery around you with curiosity and bravery, always remembering that no matter how dark the journey may seem, there is always light at the end of the tunnel. What would you discover if you challenged the unknown? Share your stories and reflections in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more intriguing and exciting stories. Until the next adventure.